Yo, what is up, my guys? We are back thinking of some video ideas, and I came across this one. Should be short and sweet because the series isn't long. As you can already tell, we will be ranking every Gran Turismo game on a tier list. Now, I did this on another channel that I had, but I lost the video, so I have an excuse to do it again. Gran Turismo, I mean, for me, is this got to be like one of my favorite like franchises of all time. It has to be. So many fun memories, fun moments, and the license tests, and the super license tests. Yeah. Yeah. But this series has just been a part of my childhood, and has stuck with me even into adulthood. I mean, spoiler alert, I think the earlier ones are better than the newer ones, but we will get into all of that because our first game up is Gran Turismo 1. Now, there are a couple different ways I could look at this. Off of impact alone, Gran Turismo 1 can be S tier. I think, and I'm going to do a video on this, the most influential video games of all time. I think Gran Turismo 1 is right up there with Grand Theft Auto 3 and like Super Mario 64. I think it's right up there with them. This game was like, nobody did anything like this. And especially on a PlayStation 1 disc, how many cars was in Gran Turismo 1? How many cars? Car count. Let me do car count. Y'all not gonna make me look. Oh my god, y'all are annoying. Y'all couldn't just tell me. 160. Okay. So 140 to 160. 160, we'll go with that. There's 160 cars on a PS1 disc. Like, at that time in 97, that's insane. That's crazy. Unheard of. Now, is Gran Turismo 1, like, obviously the worst aged of all the Gran Turismos? Yeah, obviously. But, relative to its time, and I have played this game, and I enjoyed it even today. I can still enjoy it. I gotta give it S tier, bro. I have to. The impact is too big. It's too big of an impact. And at that time, I wasn't born in 97. You know, I'm a Gerber. But, I know, like, this was crazy. I know it had to be one. And then next up, we have Gran Turismo 2, which I'm also gonna put S tier. Gran Turismo 2 took everything Gran Turismo 1 did and expanded it. Gran Turismo 2 had like what, over 400 cars on a PS1 disc? Insane work. A more fleshed out career mode, simulation mode they called it. More license tests. It was fire. Way more cars, better looking visuals. Yeah, bro. And literally, why I'm giving Gran Turismo 1 S tier, you can apply that to Gran Turismo 2 and double it. You can apply it to GT2 and double it. It was that good. It was that good, bro. Insane. Now, Gran Turismo 3. We're gonna have a dialogue about Gran Turismo 3. This is arguably an S tier game too. The jump from PS1 to PS2 graphic-wise might have been the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't think we've seen a jump like that since. I don't think we have. Look up Gran Turismo 2 to Gran Turismo. Matter of fact, I can show you right now. These are screenshots of GT2, right? Not bad at all. For PS1, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Right? Like this looks alright for a PS1. Right? And then we get the Gran Turismo 3. Bruh. Like, huh? Like, what? This is, like, this looks incredible. Well, this image is pixelated. Oh, here we go. This looks incredible today. Like, this game looks good today, bruh. It's insane. I think the career mode was, streamlined. Well, not really streamlined. It was made a bit more modernized so the average player can navigate through it better. This was the introduction to super licenses. Yay. Now, my big gripe with GT3, there were a lot less vehicles than GT2. A lot less vehicles. If I'm not mistaken, GT3 didn't even have 200 cars, did they? I don't believe they did. 180. GT2 has 650 cars on a PS4. That's it. Only 180. That is a big gripe. That is a big gripe I have. It is, undoubtedly. But I think the gameplay improved to new levels of just perfection. The graphics still hold up to this day, right? Go look at my first retro in 2020, whatever it is video. I have to update that. You know, my modern retro series. Like, and I played this game. This is the first game I played. Fun fact, this video was the first video I ever got 1,000 views on. And like, it still looked great. It still looked great. You know what? Some people will put it A tier because of the lack of cars. I'm actually going to say this. I am. The leap from PS1 to PS2 is too great. It's too great. The gameplay is too much fun. The career mode was super duper fun. The arcade mode had the time trials, which were cool. The soundtrack was pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I have to. Gran Turismo 4. No, sir. I'm not discussing Gran Turismo 4. Like, no. Gran Turismo 4 is the best Gran Turismo of all time. 721 cars, bro. 721 cars. And if I'm not mistaken, like 50 tracks. Almost 50 tracks. Absolutely not. That's GOAT tier, bro. That's GOAT tier. If I was rearranging them in order, it would probably be 4 up here. Then, oh god, I wouldn't even know. But 4 is number 1, definitely. I mean, this is the main Gran Turismo I played. Yeah, I played 3 a good amount as a kid too, but like 4 was the one I played, bro. I can't even. I can't even tell you like problems with the game. I can't. No damage model. That's really it. Like the cars don't really get damaged when they get, you know, when you wreck them. That's it. That's the only thing I can really come up with. Like, that's it. Car count was crazy. Had amazing cars. Track count was crazy. The events were fire. The licenses were cool. Driving missions were here finally. They had a bunch of one-make races. Then they had races for each region. So you had American-only races. You had Japanese-only races. European races. It was crazy, bro. The amount of content in that game, it would take you forever to 100% that game. I never 100%. I never did. The game's too big. The game is too big. I'm sorry. It's just too big. Yeah, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. Incredible. See, okay. In my opinion, and I might do a video on this too, the holy trinity of PlayStation 2 racing games, this is in there. I think it's this, Midnight Club 3, and Burnout 3 Takedown. That's the holy trinity. You could throw Most Wanted in there as an honorable mention. You can throw Need for Speed Most Wanted. But I think that's the holy trinity. There are days I wake up and I'm like, yo, Gran Turismo 4 is my favorite racing game of all time. And I have the evidence, the playtime hours, and the facts to prove it. It really is that good. Amazing game. GT5 Prologue. Do I really want to rate Prologue? It's a Prologue. If I'm not mistaken though, it was kind of pricey, wasn't it? I didn't buy it, my father bought it, but I remember it being kind of pricey. What was it at release? Price at release. Dang it, not saying. If I'm not mistaken, this was like $35 or something. That is kind of pricey based on like what was even in here. Now, granted, it was a demo. It was a glorified demo. Yes. But for a prologue, it was fun. For a prologue, it was fun. Right? I can't put it up here with these because these are full games, right? I just think it was a little pricey. Online, I remember being okay. What'd you call it? Online, I remember being okay. The career mode was really short, but I liked it. The music was cool. It looked very nice. This is the jump to PS3. It looked very nice. But I can't rate it higher than it be. Now, Gran Turismo 5 itself. A lot of people will say, like, you know, no Gran Turismo after 4 ever lived up to 4, which is true. But I feel like Gran Turismo 5 gets lost in the shuffle quite a lot. I thoroughly enjoyed that game. I think it's an A tier game. I enjoyed. Well, the licenses were cool, but you didn't need them. That kind of like took the fun out of it. You didn't really need the licenses. The driving missions were heavily expanded on with now NASCAR being in the game. So you had the Jeff Gordon driving school. You had the Grand Tour before, you know, the show Grand Tour. You had the Grand Tour, which was pretty fun. You had the Sebastian Loeb rally challenges, stuff like that. So driving, you had go-kart, first time that's ever been in the series. So it definitely expanded on the driving missions, which is really fun. They used a new level-based system, which I don't know if I was necessarily a fan of. Like, it was okay. Let me see if I can show it. Yeah, like right up here, they used a level-based system. They also heavily expanded on B-Spec, and B-Spec had its own career mode, which is pretty cool. It was basically just you redoing the same races as A-Spec, but in B-Spec. But it was still fun. But yeah, they had levels now. Instead of just unlocking events, you unlock them through leveling up. I don't know if I was necessarily the biggest fan of that, because also for the used car dealer, they set it to where you can't get cars, certain cars, unless you're that car's brother. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how big a fan I was with that. Seasonal events are super fun. I'm cool at an A tier. They had really long endurance races in here. I remember the 24-hour Sarday and Nürburgring endurance races. Never did those. I never even did the 9-hour Sakuba. I'm like, bro, I have a life. I can't do it. Yeah, A tier. I'm cool with A tier. And then the XL edition with everything, all of that. Yeah, I'm at A tier. That's fine. A tier is cool. Next, Gran Turismo 6. Now, this is the one people, in my opinion, really underrate. Is it the same level as GT5? I don't know. I don't know if it's the same level as GT5. GT6 has the most cars to date in a racing game, if I'm not mistaken. Like, was that car count not like 1,400 or something? It was ridiculous. 1,279. Like, that was crazy. Insane. But the approach they took with Gran Turismo 6 was quantity over quality. I think the career mode was a lot more streamlined and not as fun because with that star system they had. The driving missions were kind of all but gone besides a few of them. You had the thing on the moon, which was fun. It was a fun mode, but it got kind of boring. It was a fun mode at first, but it got kind of boring afterwards. But it was still cool to see. They had the Goodwill Hill climb, which was alright. They had the Ayrton Senna, what you call it, the challenges. Those are really fun. And then my favorite thing in this game was the Sierra Time Rally that they added later. Oh my god, this was so much fun because it felt like an arcade game with how you get more time as you pass opponents, and you know, if you run out of time before you reach a checkpoint, you lose. Like, it felt like an old school arcade racing. It was very fun. Thoroughly enjoyed that, right? Seasonal events were cool. They also introduced Vision GT in this game. However, I don't know if I want to give that a positive or a negative. It's a positive here, but later on in the series, it becomes a negative in my opinion. Because they almost do nothing with these cars. They almost do nothing with them. Right? Yeah. I think I'm going to sit at a B. A very strong B. I could give it a light A. I really could. But I do think 5 was better, even if I wasn't a fan of the leveling system. I liked it better than the star system. Yeah. There weren't as many license tests either. License tests were reduced a lot in this one too. Yeah, there were only 5 per license instead of 10. There's a lot I enjoyed, but it is more of a quantity over quality thing. I'm gonna put it at a high B. It's definitely better than Prologue. It watches Prologue, but doesn't quite hit 5. Doesn't quite hit 5. Let me do Gran Turismo PSP. Gran Turismo PSP is a B. Real quick, the game was incredibly simple. No career mode, no nothing. You don't even like. They had the most license tests in a Gran Turismo game ever with the character. If I'm not mistaken, they did. Like, it was a whole map. It was fun. Yeah, it's just a very simplistic. Yeah, very simplistic. Yeah, they had like all of this, which is kind of crazy. Very simplistic. You get a car, race. Like, that's it. Get a car, race. That's it. They had a lot of cars. If I'm not mistaken, they had like 900 something cars. Right? 830. Yeah, that was really good. That was sweet. On a PSP, those little, like, these little things, bro. These UMVs, bro. Yeah, that was insane. Fine game. Right? Can't really spend too much time on it because there's nothing really to it. It's very simple. Now, Gran Turismo Sport. I have my thoughts on Sport, and they're not exactly great. Spoiler alert, I didn't play these two. The Tokyo and then the HD, I didn't play. Sport. It's the first game on PS4. Oh, that's another thing about 6 too. 6 came out on the PS3 when the PS4 already came out. I don't know what the deal was with that, but whatever. Sport was clearly supposed to be an online focused thing. I'm just not an online person, so I'm actually almost at the point, it may not be fair for me to rate it because it was, again, mostly an online thing. But I don't remember the online being that crazy, or am I thinking of 7? No, actually, the online in Sport, I think was okay. They added an offline mode after. Yeah, they added an offline mode after. with where is it? It wasn't this. Was it? Oh, it was this. Yeah. They added the GT League after, which definitely helped it out a lot. Because if they didn't add that at all and they just had it like that, I didn't care for the car list. I didn't care for the fact that it was only online only and nothing else. I would have put it at a C, but because they added that, I'm gonna put it at a B. It's a low B though. I'm not the biggest fan of Gran Turismo Sport. And then we have the elephant in the room. We have 7. I believe Gran Turismo 7 is the best racing game on the market right now. The bar is in hell. I don't care for this game. I would actually rate it a C. On release, I would have probably put it at D. On release, I actually don't think Gran Turismo 7 was very good at all. Now with updates, I think it's improved. It is improved. The Spec 2 update improved a lot. But on release, the menu books were the most just misleading, misguiding thing ever. Like, it feels like as soon as the campaign's ramping up, like, all right, bro, it's ramping up. We hear the credits roll. The people are talking to you. The credits are rolling. We're like, whoa, that was it? The GT World Championship only requires a national A license. Meanwhile, back in Gran Turismo 4, it required an international A license. Not super, but at least the IA license. Here, it made it so the licenses were optional past A. Anything past A, you didn't need to do it. Some of the menu books were done in 2 seconds. It was just buy a car. The campaign mode was extremely short. Online was not even working. Multiplayer split screen was not working at all. A couple days after the game launched, they had a whole day where the servers were shut down, where you couldn't even play the game. Oh yeah, it's an online only game, by the way. They hyped up music rallies so much and then did nothing with it. They touted this as a return to form for the Gran Turismo series, and I think they only did that because they put everything on a large map like they did in GT4, but it doesn't resemble GT4 in the slightest because it doesn't have a fourth of the content that GT4 has. It doesn't have an eighth of the content that GT4 had. How are there more cars in the PSP version than there are in the PS5 Gran Turismo 7? That's awful. That's really bad. It's super bad. There are glaring omissions from this game. The track list was not very good at release. It was not good at all. They're bringing back old tracks now and ruining them. Grand Valley used to be one of my favorite tracks. Now in GT7, I hate it. It looks so bland and lifeless. It looks bad. But positives for the game. This is probably the most gorgeous looking game probably ever. What? It probably is. The game runs fine. The game feels good to play. Each card, like, they feel different. They feel unique. That's about it. They brought back the driving challenges, which was cool. On release, there were no endurance races at all. And then, let's get to the elephant in the room. The whole... there were 20 million credit cars, and you can only hold 20 million credit. Some of the cars were so egregiously priced, it was crazy. Like, it was egregious how pricey these cars were on release. It was so bad. Because the creator said he was trying to make it based on real life, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, but you gave us no good, even decent way to earn credits to get these cars. You'd grind your life away for one legend car, and you better do it fast or else it'd be gone. That was probably the biggest issue on release. And granted, it's more so fixed now because they have more events with bigger payouts. But bro, on release, I could really put it at D. I could. The Spec 2 update saves GT7 from the depths and puts it at a C for me. And do I think it's the best racing game out right now? Yeah, probably it is. But that's not saying much. That's not saying much at all. Yeah. There's really nothing else I can say on GT7. There isn't. Nothing else I can really say. I don't think it's that great of a game. I don't. I think it's comfortably the worst Gran Turismo game. And this is coming from somebody who wasn't a fan of sport either. But I can at least say Gran Turismo, you say I have no games in the D tier, right? Again, 7 would have been there, but they saved it. Gran Turismo is a very solid series. Amazing game. They've had more good games than bad. They have. And I don't think they have a truly terrible game. No. Because even if I put GT7 at D tier, I wouldn't call it terrible. I would have to make a new category, make it F, for me to call something terrible. But, yep, that is my tier list for all Gran Turismo games ever released. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I think Gran Turismo 4 is the best Gran Turismo of all time. Let me know what your favorite is. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Am I too hard on GT7? Probably. But, it sucks. I'm sorry. All the GT7 guys I pissed off. Nerds, I'm sorry. It sucks. But I'm going to catch you on the next one. I love y'all. And I'm out. Peace.